Hello, welcome back to another one of our spotlights from our speakers from Top 50 Voices of Influence. And I'm thrilled today to be with Maria Lloyd. And Maria and I have been in so many conversations together, and I'm actually excited to have you here today to spotlight you and really give you that opportunity to share more and share with our mutual audiences just the power of stepping into our voice, our message. And so I'm excited to have you here. But for those of you that are tuning in, welcome once again. And I just want to share briefly, I am spotlighting our speakers from Top 50 Voices of Influence, Women in Alignment, and this is our virtual event happening in June. And these are women who are living in alignment in the areas of health, wealth, love, and personal power. And highlighting these women and highlighting and bringing their voices here. It makes me feel so beautiful inside because this is a space where women get to expand in their voice. And this is really where their visibility meets alignment because it has to feel good. But more than anything, where their message is going to turn into legacy. And that is the core of this. So, I am joined today, like I said, by Maria. And Maria, I would just love for you to just introduce yourself and tell the audience who you are and the work that you do.
Hey, thank you for having me. This is such a privilege. So I really enjoyed connecting with you, Chris, and this wonderful group of women that you're bringing together. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. I've been for over 24 years, and just in the last, well, it's been about 10 years, but over the last couple years, I've been transitioning more into coaching. I'm still doing both. So one of my specialties with therapy has developed into ketamine assisted psychotherapy because I was working with severe depression. And once this medicine became legalized, it was really powerful to see the changes that were happening with clients. So it's about 80% effective for treatment resistant depression. And it would get people to kind of get to whatever the core piece is that they're dealing with underneath the depression pretty quickly.
Mm.
So we'd really get to the root cause and then be able to help them heal. But anyway, I've evolved since that point, and now I'm actually specializing also with narcissistic abuse because one of the parts of narcissistic abuse is the complex trauma that
Mm.
happens when you're in these relationships. And it's such an intensive healing process when you leave. And I've been working with that population, but I've developed a coaching program to help these women rebuild their lives because I really believe that we can get stuck in the trauma processing and we need to be moving forward as, into building the life that we want while we're unblocking all of these parts of trauma. So that's kind of where I'm at now, like half therapist, half coach, but I'm trying to integrate the two. But I absolutely love what I'm doing and I'm super passionate about it.
I love it. And I feel like it's almost this extra layer of support. I mean, coaching is one thing, but when you have the background that you do and have that knowledge and that expertise, when you pair them together, it's powerful, in my
I feel
opinion.
that way too. And in fact, I was working with a coach that was a therapist, and there was something about having the blend of both because sometimes I felt like the coaches I would hire would try to bypass my emotions, or they didn't quite know how to connect with me in a way that made me feel safe. And so there was something about the blend of being able to have that support in the therapy way, but also some of those techniques are really valuable too when we're talking about, getting to the root cause and doing the trauma work. But then moving me towards the future of what I wanted to create, I just feel like there's a beautiful blend there, but there's a lot of therapists kind of trying to figure that out, what to call themselves even because we are kind of boxed in with the ethical guidelines not to do coaching, but at the same time, a lot of therapy, you are doing coaching methods if you're doing it well. And so it's a confusing line. And so at this point, I'm doing both, but if I, do more of a coaching session with people, I will just do coaching. But a lot of people prefer having more of a blend.
Well, as you were speaking, like the thing that came to me was we're moving into this era where people want to feel supported
Yeah.
in it so many different ways, right? And that looks different for everyone. And you're talking about people don't even know what to call themselves in this space because you're tied to certain guidelines and stuff. But this is the time where you get to serve people, to get to serve women in the way that you're meant to,
Yes.
blending all your gifts together, all of them. And I
Well,
think
and it's
that's
all
that
my own
power.
journey. So it's like everything in my own healing journey, I feel like is how I intuitively work with people. And because I've done so much therapy and coaching, that's kind of the model I've ended up with. And but you're right. I feel like we're in a time where people are outside of the lines in every area because we're all in boxes that we can't stay in completely. And so anyway, it is the right timing, I think.
Right. And as you're saying all this and kind of sharing a little bit about, just that transition of you supporting people in just that way that really feels good for you, tell us a little bit more about, what was happening or is happening in life and business when you saw top 50 voices of influence that made you say yes to it.
Well, I think it would just came at the right timing because I literally just launched my groups for the narcissistic abuse. And really, what I'm calling them is rebuilding your life after leaving. And so I was trying to think of, how can I get the word out about this? Because my heart is with service. And so all of this stuff is uncomfortable for me being online and all of those things, but I also feel like it's limiting my ability to reach the people that need it the most. And it's time for me to step out and to have a voice. And it's really important to do that. And in this area specifically, just because there's so much more education happening, women are leaving these relationships and they're coming out just shattered and their hearts are broken. They don't know how to create a new life. They don't know how to move forward. And so I just feel very privileged and honored to work with these women. And I think it felt like, okay, this might be a way just to be able to share what I'm doing and a bigger platform.
Absolutely, because that is the women that need that kind of support or searching for it may not always be raising their hand. And
Right.
it's almost like, let me hear it. Let me hear it from others and then they lean in, right? So the only way people lean in is if they hear about it. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that and doing that, not for you, but for them, right? Of saying for you because it's something different for you to say, okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go talk about this, but knowing that you're doing it from that place of this is meant to reach the right women who need it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Now, what was it about the this experience that felt aligned for you beyond just another speaking opportunity?
Well, I am very holistic in my approach as a therapist and coach as well. And so anyway, mind, body, spirit, we've got to address every area of our lives if we're going to get better. And so that was really what drew me, I think, to connecting with you. And then for this opportunity was just you're having people address all these different areas. So it's going to be healing like experiences for women coming in to hear these speakers
Yeah.
because they're hearing it all, and I think that's really important. And so that felt really aligned in terms of, I can tackle this piece, but there's going to be other women tackling these other pieces that are really, really important.
Yes. And Thank you for highlighting that because that is one of the purposes behind this event. Top 50 voices of influence, women in alignment, right?
Yeah,
And these are women who are leading and living in alignment in areas of health, wealth, love, and personal power because they
yeah.
all blend. And like you said, people can come in and tune into these speakers for free.
Mhm.
They'll be able to tune in, but
Right.
get what they're feeling the most in
Yeah,
that moment,
yeah.
you know? And each one supports the other. Each area
Right.
is going to support the other. So to me, this is about more than anything, just that personal power that we get to
Hmm.
and have as speakers, as me hosting the event, as the speakers leading it, and those that are coming in to receive
Yeah.
this medicine that I call, from everyone.
Hmm. Yeah.
Now, what would you say to the woman who feels called to do this, who's been thinking about it, but hasn't really said yes yet?
I would say do it because I was sitting on the fence going, oh, I'm not quite ready for this. And everything, this whole last few years has been pointing to me needing to have a voice. And a lot of my life, I shrunk myself. I didn't have a voice. And there's something so powerful about speaking your truth and speaking what you're passionate about. And a lot of times that includes our own histories and our own stories.
Hmm.
And it's a very vulnerable process, but it's so powerful. Um, I started a podcast 2 years ago. It's called Catalyst for Healing. And so my first season's all about ketamine because that's what I was working in. And the second season's innovative breakthroughs in mental health. And I did not want to I did not want to do it. And I felt like God was saying, you need to be on a podcast. And then this opportunity came where this doctor said, hey, do you want to do a podcast with me? And I'm like, I guess I have to say yes. And I have to say it was leaning into the discomfort, but also knowing like this information needed to get out there. Like we were battling a lot of, people's bad perceptions about this medicine being a street drug and all that. And it's like each time I showed up and spoke, I felt like it was meeting a need. And it's also when you talk about the alignment, like feeling in alignment with what you're called to do and then doing it to your best of your ability. There's nothing more gratifying than feeling like you're utilizing your gifts in the world. It's your
Yeah,
purpose, right? And so that's what I would say to people is even if you're on the fence, because I have been with every single thing I've stepped into, but then I feel like that's what I was meant to do. And even with this, it's like just stepping in and saying yes was what pushed me to finish my website and to get the groups going. And it was like, because it's been in my heart for a while. And so anyway, I think there's something really powerful about using your voice when you have a passion and
absolutely.
purpose.
Absolutely. And here's something that I want anyone that is listening and have been watching, our different speakers that we're spotlighting. Everyone has said yes, even though they felt a little a little discomfort, even though, they're stepping into something different and bigger because that it's in the discomfort that we grow.
Yeah.
Even for me hosting an event like this.
Yeah, for
There
sure.
was a lot of noise that happened in my head. In fact, I shared with someone once that the week before me saying yes to this event, I completely lost my voice. Like,
Uh,
absolutely lost my voice. I was not sick. There was nothing, no other symptoms. After a week, I decided to go get checked out because I woke up a little bit fatigued. And I'm like,
yeah.
it's been a week. And my husband's like, you got to go check it out. They
Hmm.
said, you have nothing. They did all
That's
kinds of
good.
tests. And I told my husband, if they say it's nothing, then I know what I have to do next.
Yeah.
And that knowing was I have to say yes to hosting this event. So it's
Hmm.
almost like the very thing that I was, do I do it? Do I not do it? It shut my voice down. But it was like, this is where you get to help others amplify their voice.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And there's no, um, you know, that was the reason for me. I see it that
Mhm.
way. People can think differently, but I
Yeah.
tend to correlate how I feel with what I am experiencing in life at the moment. And
Yeah.
so,
Body keeps a score too. So
right?
your body was telling you, you've got to speak.
You got to speak. And
Yeah.
that's truly how I see it. And it was that confirmation of like, yes. And I said, okay, I'm doing this. And yes, it's me stepping into a place that puts me out there even more, but
Yeah.
it's not even that. It's like we're going to walk through this
Mhm.
because it's allowing me to fulfill my purpose as well of
Yes.
bringing voices together and amplifying them and getting them to be, streaming live. That was another component to this event that
Mhm.
made me uncomfortable, right? There's one thing to host it, to bring voices together. Then there's the other part of it's actually going to stream live.
Yeah.
The live portions are going to be now amplified to
Yeah.
millions.
Yeah. That's
And
awesome.
then and then saying like, okay, well, let's turn this into a TV show, right?
Mhm.
Let's have voices of influence bring these women on here
Yeah.
and make them a part of, a show where if someone's on, whatever platform, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, they can tune in,
Right.
just like they do into a reality show, right? Tune
Hmm.
in, but receive what's needed.
Yeah.
Even that is like, oh my gosh, I get to do this and I
Yeah.
get to bring women with me. And that's the part that just fills me with so much joy. This is the reason why I'm like spotlighting women because when you step into the top 50 voices of influence, it's not like you're just stepping in, doing your thing, and stepping out. It's we're going to spotlight you, those that desire to be here, so that people can get an idea of the caliber of women that are going to be showing up to this event.
Yeah. Hmm.
And then after that, we just continue to build and
Right.
continue to connect and collaborate in whatever way unfolds for all of us, right?
Yeah.
You may be able to connect with another speaker and build something
Hmm.
beautiful. And
Yeah.
that's the power of this. And this is why, I'm creating this. This is why there's a book to that. Again, if anyone wants to be a part
Mhm.
of the book, it's another way to continue to leave your message, your story
Yeah. Yeah.
for generations to come.
Hmm.
And this to me is the time where we as women get to step on any platform that we desire and share our stories and share our messages because we are all here to support
Yeah.
people in our own unique ways.
Yes. Amen.
Right?
No,
And
I mean,
that,
that's what I loved when I met you because I was like, this is what I'm looking for. And I have other women in my life where it's like we're trying to raise each other up. And it's like we're trying to, like, we want everyone to succeed because everyone has a special gift that they have to give the world. And it's like you're creating a platform and even the group that we're in to do that. And I just think it's beautiful. So thank you.
yeah, thank you. And again, for anyone that is tuning in, this event is June 15th through the 19th. We are still looking for speakers. These are women who are living in alignment in the areas of health, wealth, love, and personal power. If that is you, please reach out. You can reach out to Maria if you're in Maria's network, and she will give you a link where you can get all the information and connect. If you're in my world, send me a DM, send me a message because these are the women, these are the voices that I wish to bring to everyone. And so,
Mhm.
Maria, thank you so much for the
Yeah,
time to
thanks for
share
having me.
here. And really, I'm looking forward to everyone's messages, to everyone's sessions on that event. And
Yeah.
yours is one that I know is going to serve so many women in a very powerful way. So
Thank
thank you.
you.
Any final words, Maria?
No, that's it. I just, again, if you're on the fence and you're hesitating, just take that step because
Just
the
do it.
hesitation is generally it's a part of us that is like trying to keep us small. So I think what to your point, we have to like move through discomfort whenever there's growth. And so lean into the discomfort. Mm.
Thank you. That is a beautiful way to end. So the invitation is open. If you're ready, step right in, and we can't wait for you to be another one of our speakers at the top 50 Voices of Influence. Until next time.
Bye.